Hello everyone, so today in this video I will be talking about the rev limiter and how you can remove it. So a lot of you are really worried about this, the rev limiter on your KTM, why it has a lower top speed than the NS200. So in this video I will be telling you that and how to remove it. So let's start. So talking about the rev limiter, the very first thing that a lot of you have a misconception about is that when you set the RPM 1 and RPM 2 on this meter, you people think that that is the RPM limiter. Like if you have set it at 5000 RPM, you people think that the bike won't go above that. That is not true. That is only for indicating you that the bike has reached 5000 RPM and now you can shift up, because that is the desired RPM that you wanted to shift up. So you have reached there, you can shift up. So that is only for indication purpose. Even if you set it at 1000 RPM, the bike will still go till 10,500. Okay, so clear that misconception. So why is the RPM limiter fitted on the bike? So when the engines are made, there is a particular RPM above which if you take the engine, it can damage it. So rev limiters are fitted so that whenever you ride a bike, you always stay below that RPM and you don't cause any damage to your engine. So on this bike, the KTM Duke 200, the RPM limiter is at 10,500 RPM, and if I try to go above that, it will cut the fuel right away and I won't be able to do that. So many of you think that why the NS200 has higher top speed, it goes till whatnot. Some say 150, one say 160. So I don't know how much it goes. So why doesn't this bike go? It literally starts stopping at 135, 138 kilometers per hour. So that is the reason, because KTM people don't want you to cause any harm to the engine, as it is a very powerful engine and also a short stroke engine, so it causes a lot of heat, and heating is a issue of every KTM bike. So if you take above it, it will cause a lot more heat and that can damage the engine. So that's why the RPM limiter is set at 10,500 RPM. So now talking about how you can remove that. So there are two ways of doing that. One is power commander and the second is ECU flashing. So let's talk about these two things. So first let's talk about ECU flashing. So when you buy a bike, you get a ECU with the bike that is company fitted, and company always sets the ECU and all its settings at a little low so that you don't cause any harm to the engine or any type of damage. So whenever you get the ECU from the company, it is always a little on the lower side, and many people think that the throttle response is crappy or there's too much engine braking and all sort of things. So what ECU flashing does is it is like a custom tune for your bike. Like if you have fitted a exhaust, you have fitted a air filter, and you are running the same ECU. So if you run with the same ECU, your bike will start running lean. So what you do is take the ECU out from your bike, send it to the ECU flashing guys. They flash your ECU, they reprogram your ECU, they change little components in it and using a software, and then your bike will get the most out of that exhaust, that air filter that you have fitted. And also if you haven't fitted that air filter and exhaust, but you still want a smoother throttle response or you want less of engine braking, like on this bike, as it is a short stroke, so there's a lot of engine braking. So if you want less of engine braking, then you can go for ECU flashing and you won't have that problem anymore, because they will fix it. And they will tune it like there should be a little more fuel going even when you close the throttle, so less of engine braking will happen. So this has a little disadvantage. What is that? Is that when you do ECU flashing and I say you had a K&N air filter, now you change it to something else. Now you have to go again for the whole process. You have to again take out your ECU, again get it reflashed, and this process will go on even if you change anything on your bike. So this is for those people who have like a custom tuned motorcycle for them and they don't have any plans that they will be changing anything on it. And ECU flashing is mainly for people who are into racing and all. So that was for the ECU flashing, and that can increase the RPM on your bike. Like it might go till 11,500 if I do ECU flashing on this. The next thing that comes is Power Commander. So Power Commander is a plug-in. You plug it under your rear seat and it increases the RPM, it smoothens the throttle response, it has the many advantages, but the biggest advantage that it has over the ECU flashing is that whenever you change anything, like if I change my exhaust from Acra to SC Project, so if I changed it, I can directly download the map for that custom exhaust for my bike from net or from the site of Power Commander, and I can download it on my Power Commander and it's done. I don't have to do anything. So that is the biggest advantage that Power Commander has over ECU flashing. ECU flashing is more of a permanent thing. You cannot change it until you go through the whole process. And Power Commander, you directly download the map for that particular configuration and you are ready to go. So if you ask me if you want to remove the rev limiter, so which one you should go for? So I will say you should go for Power Commander, as it is very good for people like us who are not into a lot of racing and all, and we change a little things on a bike here and there. So that is good for us, and also you don't have to be worried about that the person you sent your ECU has done the reflashing right or not. I will say go for the Power Commander. I will post the link down below for the Power Commander for this KTM Duke. You can buy it from there, and that's all for the rev limiter. And I will say let your bike stay stock, because company has set it like that for a reason, so that you don't cause any damage. And one more thing that I want to tell you is that if you change your air filter, then also change your exhaust and get the Power Commander or ECU flashing, because I've seen many people who only change to K&N but they don't get the exhaust and don't get the ECU remapped, ECU reflashed, and also they don't get the Power Commander. So what that causes makes the bike run lean, and by lean means you get a crappy throttle, and also your bike won't have that much performance that you can get. If you have any questions regarding this, comment down below. And if you like this video, if you found it useful, like this video, and also subscribe if you haven't, because that makes the channel grow and gives me a confidence to make new videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'm really sorry because it's been 2 weeks and I've not posted any video for you people. I just keep on messing around with my consistency, and it's always like I lose it. I always lose it. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.